hey. Chee. Yeah.
Let's go. Come and get down with a G though. Rose or Don Pedo. Set the gold on the chest, weighs a kilo.
We outside right now. Let's go. Shee.
Yeah.
Still swimming in the deep
Yeah.
Popping up every other weekend.
The boy Osita's in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's your boy Osita, aka the Hypeman on duty. And we're inside today for Certified Platinum Network. Interview way. You know the vibe.
Hey.
Where your friends at? Bring them all in. Spilling champagne.
Come on.
Tell me what you want, what you really want. What do you want from me?
Yeah. Afro beats to the world, baby.
Yeah.
It was like March 2020. It was very started off well. The 1st of March, Davido's show, 7 days after pandemic.
Where were you in your life at the time? Because
I was still in school actually.
Really?
Yeah.
What school? Are you okay to share what school you went to or what program you're doing? Or
yeah, of course. Yeah, I went to SFU, Simon Fraser University. I studied economics.
Hey.
So I have my degree.
Oh shit!
Yeah, man.
You got his degree? That's wild, bro. So you be studying that stock market, like put my money in that stock.
Yeah, I do have plans to like do investment banking at some point. But yeah, I got my degree. That's the most important thing.
Oh, so are you like into finance at all, or just something like you had just done?
I don't follow crypto.
Yeah.
At all. I'm just really into economics and stuff. Like my grandfather was also an economics professor. So I guess it was also kind of like my calling, and I guess I did that. It wasn't too boring.
So you said you came here for school, or was it that you came here for school, or did you come here for like another reason, or?
So it's like a mixture of both, but mostly for school and like just life in general, opportunity.
Yeah.
I moved from Nigeria in like 2016 by myself.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Talk about what made you like want to make that move.
Initially I was supposed to like go to England for like university and stuff, but that didn't really work out. So the next best bet was gonna be Canada.
Oh, okay.
And I ended up choosing to come to Vancouver just because of like the weather. Some academic agencies were promoting the school and stuff, so it was like cool.
Yeah. So is that I feel like I've heard that as like a path for a lot of Nigerians. I don't know if it's just Nigerians in particular, but it's either the UK route or Canadian route.
Well,
am I right?
Yeah, I guess because most of the people I went to school with, like some of them ended up going to the UK for uni and stuff.
Yeah.
But Canada is like a little bit more liberal with like the immigration,
stuff, right?
with the immigration stuff, like after you're done school,
right?
Whereas in the UK, if you finish school, you end up having to go back.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah.
Did you have any like greater plans where you were like, oh, I want to become an economist, or I want to study? Or what was did you have a long-term plan, like when you kind of decided you wanted to take the leap to come to a new country? Or
I already knew that I wanted to study something that had to do with like business and finance and economics
related to that.
I initially wanted to become an accountant, and then after a while I decided that isn't what I wanted to do, and I switched to economics. And I got the job done in 2020,
right?
The pandemic.
That's what's up. So if I'm hearing correctly, Davido happened 2016?
No, Davido happened in 2020.
My mistake. Yeah.
So I hosted a show in 2020, March 1st. 7 days later, they announced the first lockdown, and everything went to shit.
So was it at that point, describe where you feel like you were? Like, did you feel like you were red hot, mad bookings every single weekend, and then all of a sudden it just dropped? Or what was the vibe?
I wasn't really being booked that frequently, but that was a very, very big and important event because Davido is my favorite artist.
Right.
And being able to meet him and host his tour date in Vancouver was like in my head, I remember I didn't even sleep the night before because I was just watching videos of him and like being like, bruh, I'm gonna like host this guy that I grew up listening to. Like I was in high school. I'm really into Afro beats and stuff. So it's like when I got the call to like do it, I was like, yeah, I need to kill this shit. Yeah. And I did. It was a good time. Literally the name of the tour was A Good Time, because that's the name of his album that he was promoting that time. It was great. But then after that, man, like the pandemic just really ruined everything for me, just because I had big plans for 2020 in terms of like my Hypeman stuff. Yeah. But I think I'm back on track now, 2 years later.
I'd say so. I say you're pretty well.
We're doing
Man's
well.
busy. I had to get him at a crazy hour to get him in this interview. It's crazy. Nah, this guy's hot. So on that same conversation about, you know, when you were kind of watching all the Davido videos that night before, when you knew this may or may not be your kind of breaking moment. I see you on stage now, and it looks like you're born for this. You're not, nervous. This guy hops on, throws his shirt in the crowd, bro. Wild man's right here. But my question is, what got you there? Like, because for me, I shit my pants. I'm not gonna lie. If it came to having to dance in front of as many people as you dance in front of, so
yeah, man. Like, it took a long time, like, for me to get to like where I am with my brand and being a hype man.
Stage comfort, all that stuff.
Yeah, like I started off just dancing in crowds at clubs like Fortune and other places. People started to like, a lot of people started recording me, and I was like, why these people always...
Why is this camera always in my face?
Yeah, so that's if you actually... one of the reasons why I wear those like kind of like cloud goggles, I have different colors, I wear them, is just because I want to protect my eyes from the flash, and obviously I want to look good while doing it.
Hey, say that then. Say that.
So, but yeah, it took a long time for me to get to those kind of stages, like festivals and concerts and stuff. It just started off me just jumping around at clubs, and then confidence grew. But I've never really been a shy person, so it's like I used to dance as a kid. I'd go with my grandma and dance at weddings, right? And like I would win like they would like throw money, and like, I'll get like a prize or a gift for yeah. I couldn't sit still as a kid.
That's what's up. I was gonna ask that. Like, what describe your childhood? Like, were you the energetic one of your family, or is your whole family like that? Is that just what you came from, or is this just in your blood? Like, what's up?
So as a kid, I was very my school teachers used to like label me in all my reports like hyperactive, can't sit still,
cannot pay attention,
sit still, disruptive. Never paying attention, all those kind of things. But the thing is, my grades were good. But I was very, I think I was very restless as a kid. So that hyperactive word that they used to label me with, like, I tried to turn it into like something positive, which I changed it to like hype man. Yeah. So it's not just about being like playing the role of a hype man. It's about taking something negative that I used to be called, even though technically I probably was, because I couldn't sit still, and like I was class clown.
You remind me of my cousin Easton. This man's would never study, would always be out. His mom would be like, well, ultimately it came to a point because he couldn't get shat on, or like they couldn't say anything about his grades, because this guy was getting straight A's. Every single report card, every single examination. This guy would kill his tests, but he's out here like he was just on his own time, and it reminds me of that. It's like
like even when I came out here for school and stuff, I didn't start partying until my second year of university. It was all new to me, because my first year was just books. I was an international student who came from Nigeria, who has a very, very concerned grandma, because she values education. She's like, yo, if you're going there, go there, read your books, don't mess around. That kind of stuff. So I had to like, I had to double down on the books my first year. But second year, I started to get more comfortable, made friends, started going to the club, and that's where things picked up for me. Right. I would say.
I actually always see your grandma in your stories. It's dope. It's nice seeing
She's
that.
She's my
like,
best friend.
That's I love that, man, because it's nice seeing like as although you are out in the clubs, like people look at just being out in the clubs, but for you it's a different case because you're working, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But to see that you have those kind of two sides, like where you be out in the clubs, but then during the daytime you're gonna be with grandma, you know, helping her cook
like
in
when
the
I
kitchen,
go back to Nigeria,
when you're home, so that's what's up. What was her thoughts on kind of where like, you know, when you came to Canada and where you were taking this Hypeman business?
So she didn't really understand it at first. I remember there was a time where like one of my aunties, she showed my grandma a video. I did a dance video to Look Alive. The song by Block Boy JB. That's one of my favorite songs.
I think I might have even remembered that.
Like I was dancing on like one of the pedestrian bridges in Burnaby. And it went viral. Like the video did well. At the time. I didn't know why, but like it did well. And my auntie ended up seeing it and showing it to my grandma. And my grandma was like so like alarmed. So when I came back to Nigeria, she was like, is this what you're doing in Canada? Like we sent you here to do school and you're there on the bridge dancing like madman. Like that's literally how my grandma's Jamaican too. So it's like she's not even Nigerian. So it's like for her, she's like she doesn't understand that like I like to dance and stuff. Yeah. So, but now she kind of gets it now because like I've been sending her more videos and like, look, I'm being booked in this place. Look at all the people. It's money. So now that she kind of understands this more. But when I first started, she was not with it, bro, like at all. So
is it something about like because I know where I'm from, South Sudan, the culture for monetization that you're not able to necessarily. Maybe now it's different, but it wasn't as easy to be able to monetize somebody dancing.
Entertainment,
like, nobody is like, what are you doing wasting your time? Like, can 100%. You not be in school, you know? But when you move somewhere like in North America, it changes it because a lot of people, everything's entertainment. Everybody just wants to be entertained. They want to go out. They want to have fun. Yeah. This, and that. So if you're able to kind of take that piece and just tweak it to where you can at least monopolize or not monopolize, monetize off of that.
Of course.
It's something that, you know, you have to have your like the last generation understand.
Yeah, that was the hard part for me, was like trying to get her to wrap her head around it because she's old school. I shouldn't call her old.
Correct that.
Yeah, she's old school. So like her mentality on those kind of things are like, you should have it as a hobby, but it shouldn't be something that you should bring into the light. But since I've been out here, people have embraced me for dancing, for entertaining, for just being, you know, a positive presence. So at that time, when she saw it, she only saw me dancing on the bridge with no context.
Right.
So back then I wasn't really, I was still a hype man, but I wasn't very, like for me back then it was for fun.
It was just for fun.
I was doing it for fun, going to parties, enjoying myself at the club. I monetized it just, maybe I would say 2019 was when I started to basically be like, okay. I stopped trying to like promote for like nightclubs and stuff because I knew that wasn't really paying well. Right. And I knew that I had way more to offer.
I'm glad you said it.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't say it.
I mean, like, yeah, it took me a while to understand that, but like working with some of the clubs in Vancouver wasn't very worth my time because I wanted to become an MC. So I wanted to be like better on the mic. They were not necessarily giving me opportunities to do that. So I kind of like stopped promoting for some clubs, took a step back. I still went out, but I was like more like networking with different people, seeing if they could get me on like their events and stuff. So I do like private gigs. I do gigs at the club. Yeah. Yeah, regarding like promoting, I was like, because that's how I started. Right. And that's how people
getting into the scene.
Yeah, like bringing people in, like Fortune, like Saturday, like yeah. Back then it was crazy, but like.
So if I'm understanding correctly, it's almost like you recognize that you didn't necessarily want to work for these clubs. You wanted to work maybe with or alongside.
Exactly. Yeah. So I wanted to be a bigger part of the night because I could see the way people would look at me while I'm dancing and stuff. It took me the funny thing is that it took me a long time to actually realize it because I don't, honestly, even till now, I don't really think I'm doing anything special. I think I just have a lot of energy and it's like positive. People like that.
Yeah. Enchanting or something.
I don't think I give myself like enough enough credit. But back then I used to see the way people would look at me. They'll be like, "Oh, you're the guy from Fortune." I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like it's cool. But then I started to understand that, oh, like I should be able to leverage this. So I spoke to Fortune. I was trying to basically see if I could get like a paid kind of like agreement on it.
Yeah, like a hosting or
like
something
a hosting,
like that,
yeah, because they already had a host at that time. But I was like, okay, like I still bring a lot of value to the night. Is there a way you guys can compensate me for my energy, other than me bringing 20 people in for guest list and you guys paying me, like that?
Yeah.
So there was always an if or a but or like, oh, we don't know, or like
some uncertainty.
Always hearing, yeah. So it was always like, it was just basically bullshit. So I was like, okay, fair enough. Made some switches, worked at different promotion companies, worked for So Good events, done a lot of things with different nightclubs, worked at studio.
Right.
I got some, I was able to get some more like mic time there. But it was just like entry level. This was like 2018, 2019 when then, I just started.
So tell me about the point where you see yourself scaling that. Like, I'm gonna keep referring to it as the Hypeman business, but
the brand, yeah,
the brand itself.
Yeah. So it was after I started doing like a lot of dance videos, and I started to ask videographers to come and shoot me at events, and I realized that like I could promote myself in a better way. So I wanted to just brand myself more. This happened in 2019. In 2018, I was still like jumping around, partying. I wasn't really concerned about, the attention I was getting.
Yeah.
I wish I realized earlier, because I think I would have definitely tried to monetize it as quickly as possible.
So tell me, I know there's probably a lot of people listening right now that word monetize might have just gone right over their head. So
yeah.
You want to explain a little bit about what the word monetize means and maybe what it means to you for what you're doing?
So basically, just to get paid for my energy, just to be able to have this kind of like, recognizing my value. Like I have so much to bring to a night as an entertainer. I was not necessarily given much opportunity to like grow on the mic.
Right. You had to work for it.
I had to basically I had to work for it. I had to do a lot of like, I would say like volunteer kind of shit. Like I'll just like go to the nightclub. I know the DJ. I'll just hop on the mic. Kind of like help them out. So I did that a few times. I got better. I remember there was a DJ. I'm not gonna mention his name. This is important because this one of the things that pushed me to be where I am right now. Like
this is a curving point. Let's hear it.
Yeah, man. Like, so I was trying to see if they were able to get me as an MC for one of their nights. And then one of the DJs that was working that night was like, "Oh yeah, would be down for you to come through. We won't necessarily pay you, that kind of stuff. We don't." And then I was like, "Yeah, but like even though I was still like trying to negotiate, like even if it's something small, like," but then he now mentioned like, "Oh, I don't think you ever be up to par on the mic." And I was like, yeah, like back then. And so it was hard. It was so it was hard to hear, and back then I didn't have that much experience. So I didn't know I didn't know how to feel. So I was like, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I kept on pushing, I kept on going out, kept on making connections. I'm not a DJ, right? So I don't necessarily get the privilege of being referred or like, because DJs are the most important part of the night. Without the music, there's no vibe. So obviously you have to book a DJ before you book an MC. Yeah. So
and most times they come together in some cases, right?
Exactly. So sometimes like I would wonder like, man, like it's a lot easier for DJs to get like bookings and stuff as opposed to me having to like kind of like overprove myself, which is why I have all the content on my page and like my dancing, my events. I want people to see what they're gonna be paying for, right? Because it's definitely like important for people to see. DJs don't have to do that. You just have to put like, I'm a DJ in my Instagram bio, and like,
and you get bookings.
And
oh,
then
you play
get
music?
bookings.
Bet. Yeah.
You play music? Yeah. yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of stuff.
So a point hit where more opportunities maybe start rolling in. What happens first, the festivals or the BC Lions? Because I wanted to ask you particularly about that.
Yeah. So 2019, I signed with the BC Lions to be the official mascot.
Woo.
That was crazy.
Big Monting.
Yeah, I was also SFU's mascot, like my university. And then while I was doing that, I think one of the representatives from the BC Lions reached out to my boss, inquiring about me, like, oh, who's the guy who does your mascot? And I ended up having like a meeting with the BC Lions. They set it up. And I ended up, like, they were at first they were like
niggas was fucking around. Is what he wants to say.
I'll
say it for him.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so like they were just they wanted to know like if I was able to do that kind of thing for like a big team. I was like, yeah, like I don't feel like why would I not be able to? Like I'm confident, I dance, I can entertain. This was 2019. So that was, I signed with them in, I think that was June. June.
Oh, okay. It was
the same June.
Yeah.
Breakout happened.
Okay.
The summer breakouts. I was called on stage by
I remember I was there. I was like, woo!
Female artist Sawiti. I had like a little kind of like dance interaction moment with her.
Can you explain that moment? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I damn near forgot about that.
Yeah, man.
I gotta ask this guy about Sweetie, yo.
Yeah, time flies definitely. I was just like I was at the show. It was crazy. Like I think Young Thug had just performed or he was about to go next or something.
Yeah.
Then Sweetie came on stage and she was performing a little bit. Then said she needed a volunteer for her next song.
She said male.
A male volunteer. Oh yeah, you remember even better than me, bro. Like, so I was kind of in the VIP section and it was kind of like not that full, so it was easier to see me. So I was like just putting my hand up because I was like, oh, she needed a male. I was like, okay, I'm a male. Let me just put my hand up. And I was like jumping and stuff. So she ended up picking me. So she's like, yeah, come up. The security tried to help me over the fence. I didn't need it. I just hopped over.
This guy stepped over the fence
right onto the stage, and I just started dancing because I knew that was like, bruh, I'm being called on stage. Let me just at least showcase a little bit
of what you do,
of what I do. So before I even got to her, I started dancing. So I think that's what made the crowd get so hyped.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought it was planned. There was no planning. I just took my opportunity.
Yeah.
And then some of her female dancers sat me down and she gave me like a lap dance. And I was kind of confused after. I couldn't really breathe. It was,
yeah, me too.
I was like, wow. I was like, damn, Quavo.
I know, right? That was the Quavo era.
Yeah, bro.
I remember thinking, I was like, woo, this man's about to get a DM from Quavo. And just, he ain't gonna send no ice cream or whatever he said that he sent. He's gonna send a devil emoji or something.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to get into any problems, man, but I was like, yeah, like let me catch my moment real quick. And after that, the female attention after that show, it was crazy. It was crazy, man.
That's
it was actually
wild.
Crazy.
So all I'm hearing right now is somebody presented with an opportunity and they're taking it. They recognize almost immediately that this isn't something that everybody just gets.
Yeah. It's not.
Now, putting that to the side, there are multiple times where I see you in the crowd and you're jumping hand up when the performer's like saying, like doing crowd work.
Yeah.
And they look at you or they acknowledge you.
Yeah.
I've seen it multiple times, but I would say it's because you're hype, bro. Like you said, you stepped over the fence. So you have a bit of an upper hand, but
yeah,
honestly,
I'm pretty tall.
Yeah. Well, how tall exactly?
6'6".
Sheesh.
Yep.
I
don't play basketball, though.
I was going to say you hoop. As well. You play soccer, though, right?
Yeah, I play soccer.
That's what's up. But no, like I said, somebody that has an opportunity and takes advantage of it. Are there other opportunities you'd say, like, so far that you can recognize or remember right now that you've done that? And what has happened after that? Like you said, the female attention on the up after that one in particular. But anything else you can think of? Or
yeah, like I've just in general, like anytime I'm given any kind of like stage presence, even when I'm not working, like I've gotten on stage with many different artists like Mr. Easy, Saweetie, Burna Boy. Even though I hosted this show, he brought me on stage with him, or his mom let me go on stage with him while he was dancing to a particular song. I danced, I killed it. The crowd went wild.
Did you know her or?
I met her like while I was at the show, but Burna Boy's mom is actually also his manager. Yeah. So I told her like, I did a dance video to his song "Killing Them," and I'm a dancer, and I see he doesn't have anyone there to dance with him for that song. So the moment she tapped on me, I was like, "You can go in." I rushed in. I literally rushed into the stage and like jumped. I'll send you the clip.
Yeah, send that to me. I want to see that.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
It was a good moment. So like I just love to, anytime I get one chance, I want to make sure I do my best so that people will remember me for that.
Right.
Because I might not get another one.
Exactly. And for anybody on the same topic as Burna Boy, for anybody that's listening right now, what's going on tomorrow?
So we have Burna Boy live. Second time in Vancouver. Is gonna be at the P&E. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be almost sold out. I'm gonna be hosting the show.
That's what's up.
For the second time. And it's gonna be almost 3 years exactly, because I hosted his first show on August the 19th, 2019. And his second show in Vancouver is August the 4th. So 15 days from being 3 years. So
that's wild. Look at
thankful.
Look at God.
That's God's work.
That is God's work. So, I mean, on the topic of Burna Boy, relating to the music in particular, Afro beats. I'm just actually, I'm actually almost maybe ashamed to admit it, but I'm as of recently getting put onto more Amapiano.
Okay.
Like more artists, more songs that are like actually just stuck in that genre.
That's what's up.
So how would you say, like, has anybody ever come to you and be like, yo, would you ever try like hip hop? Or like, do you get those conversations where like dancers come to you and say, oh, I do hip hop? You know, have you done any training? You're just like,
nah, like I can dance to hip hop as well.
Okay.
Like when I first started shooting my dance videos, they were mostly like hype hip hop songs like Rover, Look Alive. I've done stuff to like Tootsie Slide by Drake. Like I danced to hip hop songs, but after 2019, after I went home in December, I was like back home to Nigeria. I made sure that like I started listening to more Afro beats, and then it slowly took over. Like I'll be honest, right now, I don't really listen to rap anymore.
That's so crazy. You say that. Me too, man. I'm starting to be like, yo, these old rap playlists that I like have, that
they all sound the same, man.
I'm getting tired of hearing these same songs over and over again, and I'm starting to build this island. It's island Afro. Like I'm kind of meshing them together.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna start breaking them apart eventually, because it's for the most part all that I'm listening to now. But it's crazy how hip hop and almost like Jamaican music, West Indian music almost took a
like reggae dancehall.
Yeah, almost took a backseat to Afro beats currently, right now.
Yeah, the Afrobeat sound right now is like
red hot.
It's going crazy. Like thinking of people like Burna Boy, who's won a Grammy for the best world album. Wizkid collaborating with Drake, twice. Like
frequent collaborator with Chris Brown.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing is like Thames. Like she's a Nigerian artist. Her music is wonderful. Like the song Essence has a remix with Justin Bieber. So it's like Afrobeats as a collective, as a sound, and it's not just about the music too. It's a culture too, because it's originated from Nigeria and Ghana. So the Afrobeat sound started with like Fela Kuti.
Okay.
So he's like a legend, Nigerian artist.
I think I might have one song by him, because that name rings a bell. Like I've heard it in the song. So
yeah, he's the reason why we have Afrobeats today.
Sheesh.
It's literally just because of him.
Yo, and I better have a pen and paper out right now listening. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So in that sense, okay, you kind of mix genres in a sense. You're not stuck to one. Well, you said you listen more to Afrobeats now, but you're not stuck to one in particular per se.
No, in terms of Afrobeats, like we have different subgenres.
I'm like glad you said it. Yeah,
so like
fusion,
So we have like Afrofusion, like you just mentioned. That's the kind of stuff that Burna Boy does. He puts a lot of like maybe sometimes reggae, dancehall, R&B, rap into like Afrobeat sound. Then we have like the Afro pop, like which is like what Davido does.
Yeah.
Afro soul. You have like basically like R&B, like Thames.
Right.
So it's like the music is amazing right now, and that's literally all I listen to. And I listen to amapianos from South Africa.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what's up. I want to talk about diaspora wars. I don't know why I had that as like a talking point, but with the music, do you ever find that like when it comes to like, do people come up to you and be like, "Yo, like, who makes the best jollof?"
Yeah, like all the time. People always ask like, "Yo, who makes the best jollof rice?" And like it's always arguing between like Ghana and like Nigeria, but like food is food. I don't really care, bro.
I was gonna say you're gonna make a controversial opinion here, bro. You're gonna say
I have to rep my country, Nigeria. Like obviously, I think Nigeria has the best jollof rice, just because if I didn't say that, people would.
It'd cause an uprising.
Be confused.
I don't think that would be
what side are you on?
That's crazy. I heard somebody say that. I ain't even gonna say who was saying it to who, but somebody was like, "Man, their jollof tastes like ketchup," or I was like, "Made with ketchup." I was like, "What?" That is wild.
Yeah, man. Like people say some wild shit, but definitely like Nigerian jollof is made with the best intention.
All right, the man them staking the claim.
Yes, sir.
I want to talk, and I'm gonna assume that some people here want to talk about this mock wedding. Because I asked some questions. This was on this tour, this tour flyer that you just put out a few days ago. Right?
Yeah.
So talk about that a little bit and what this mock wedding was, what the concept is for people that don't know.
Yeah. So like 16th of July, I had like a big kind of like fake Nigerian wedding party that we planned. So it was just essentially like everything looks real, but like it's just a party at the end of the day.
Right.
So like even though it looks like a wedding, we have like the bride, the groom. I was the groom, so like it was hosted by the groom and the bride. So
my question is who makes these decisions on who's the bride and the groom?
They actually so it's like a promotional company in Calgary.
Okay.
Like so one of the guys who like founded it came out to Vancouver, saw the kind of stuff I do, and he like messaged me. And then met up with me. It's like, "Hey man, I want you to be the groom for this. Like, what do you think about this idea of like a fake wedding?" I was like, at first I was like, "Bruh, people are gonna think this shit is real." And I was like, "Bruh, I'm single as hell, man. Like, I can't be, I can't be doing that.
I'm at Fortune tomorrow."
Yeah, like I can't play like that. But so I was like, yeah, it's a good opportunity. And then they actually were willing to like pay for my flights and like accommodation and everything. So.
That's what's up.
So it was great.
I thought the concept of a mock wedding was genius in my head, because obviously it's an event, it brings people together in a sense, but weddings are something that we kind of lost during COVID. Like of course, like there were mandates that people can necessarily hold those size of events.
Exactly, yeah.
But it's like a big cultural thing. Whether it doesn't even matter really what country you're from. When two people are joining hand in marriage, if that's how you want to refer to it as, it's like a big thing for the community, and people are willing to drop whatever it is to come to your wedding or whatever it is. So that the idea of that's kind of crazy. Is that something that like has been done before, or is that the first instance?
Well, they told me like there was like a kind of like a fake wedding done in Toronto that blew up. Like they posted it on TikTok and like went crazy because at the end of the day, it is a party. They're selling tickets,
right?
So it's like they just wanted someone like me to come out there. They didn't want the groom to be from Calgary.
Right.
They wanted it to be from out of town, someone that has like social media engagement, tour, whatever. It was a Nigerian mock wedding, so it was under like Nigerian culture and tradition. We wore like our traditional attire. Like, I wore my agbada. I looked good. Like my bride looked amazing.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so I think it was a really good opportunity. I don't know if it will work in Vancouver though.
You don't think so? Oh, let me hear this. I'm gonna
be very honest.
I want to hear this.
So I don't think it'll work in Van because I think like you have to have like a lot of like a high amount of black people to be able to like hold that kind of like event, because it was 700 people.
Right.
It doesn't have to be that big in Vancouver, but like we need like more of a community before we can do something like that.
And was this mock wedding, was it set to a particular, like, was it one ethnicity? Like, was it a Nigerian mock wedding?
It was like a Nigerian mock wedding. Okay. So like all the cultural aspects of the wedding, the aesthetics, the attires we were wearing was all Nigerian. The food was Nigerian. Yeah.
That's
there's a lot of Nigerians in Calgary. So yeah.
And do you think that I'm just interested in this even more. Does that do something like educate people or like the younger people that maybe don't know the customs of how?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's one good thing that it did. Because a lot of the people in Calgary, they probably moved here when they were younger. The Nigerians that are in Calgary, so they kind of maybe lost touch of their like tradition and culture.
Okay.
So those short hours spent at the mock wedding would have kind of like maybe brought them back a little bit. I would say. Was
it a multi-day thing? Like, did you have to?
We did like a pre-wedding party, which was like at a club.
Right.
But hosted by me, and then the wedding itself was the next day. I only spent 2 days in Calgary, but it was fantastic.
I was gonna ask, I don't know if, well, I know very well this man's don't see him touching no liquor, no nothing, bro. This man's clean diet. What like preps you for like events or like even just like what you do? Like, it was very evident. You said, yo, like we gotta run it on time. Like I 100% respected that, and I fuck with that. But
yes,
is that part of what allows you to do what you do?
Yeah, I like to stay on top of time. Time is important for me because these days I literally don't have much time for myself. So like if I'm gonna plan something with someone or like with an event, I want to make sure that I know my start time, like when I'm done, what is required of me. I wasn't always like that. I think I just started that this year. Basically, like I was still time conscious, but like I was more in tune with that this year when I started my new job at Arc'teryx.
Right.
I prefer to like know what I'm doing beforehand, and have a good sense of my time.
Yeah.
But what preps me for like my events is like having a clear mind before, listening to some Afro beats, and then get my towel, be hydrated, and just jump on stage and do my thing, man.
What's your day-to-day diet like? Are you hitting the gym every day, every couple times a week? What's your?
So I play soccer, and I go for runs. I'm not necessarily in the gym hitting weights like more
cardio kind of thing.
But I do more cardio, because it helps with my performing and stuff. That's why I don't usually get tired, because I'm used to like long periods of playing soccer, that kind of stuff. So, but I don't hit the gym. That's a fact. Right. People who know me know that.
They know that this man, you cannot catch him in nowhere hitting no dumbbells, lifting
no weights, man. For real.
Oh, I'm dead. So soccer, is that how you? Because people frequently see you with like soccer legend Alphonso Davies.
Yeah.
Is that how that relationship kind of came to be about through soccer, or?
Not at all. I don't play soccer nearly as good as him. But what I do, how we met at a festival.
That's what's up.
And Alfonso is a cool guy. He just we just connected. This was before he blew up, before he played for Bayern and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He was just a friend at the time. And this was like 2018.
Right.
So, and then all of a sudden he made that big move. Happy for him. We still stayed in touch.
Yeah.
Basically he's like Vancouver Connect when he's back here.
Yeah. Did he live here at some point, or?
Yeah, he played for the Whitecaps. So So he lived here for like maybe like 3-4 years.
Right.
Yeah.
And while, because I was really messing with, I think it might have been like around when I had seen that, you guys together. It was around the time where your dance videos were dropping as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So I didn't know if it was something where it was you working alongside with him when it comes to his media stuff, or.
Oh, not at all, man. That's just my homie. Oh yeah, I've done like some work for him, like for like videos.
Right.
So like I've edited videos for Alphonso Davies, for like his highlight reels and stuff like that.
That's what's up.
I've also been involved in like doing some video work for other players that are part of his like the agency.
Right.
So like soccer players like Thelonious Bear, who plays in Scotland now. Ayo Akinola, that plays for Toronto FC.
That's what's up.
So I've done a lot of videos for those guys. I edit them.
Yeah.
So they send me their clips. They tell me what they want from it, and I edit their like skills, goals, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I like editing.
Do you edit on phone or computer?
Oh no, I edit on my computer? Like Final Cut Pro.
Final Cut. So you can use Apple or Mac.
Yeah, MacBook. Like I'm like an intermediate like video editor. All the shit I post on my page, I edit myself.
I love that. Like, cause that was gonna be my next question. Like,
okay.
I consider, because I edit. It's when we edit our podcast. Like we're luckily on like episode 102 now.
Okay.
All our episodes are over an hour. Each episode probably takes about
102. Wow.
Yeah, thank you. Each episode probably takes about 5 hours to edit.
Wow.
5 to 8. That's just a rough estimate. So we've gone week to week, haven't really missed a week. It's a lot of work.
That's a long time.
Talk about having to incorporate a trade into trying to build something, because I do that.
Yeah.
It seems like you do that as well.
So what do you necessarily mean by that question?
I consider editing a trade.
Okay.
So I consider it like if all hell broke loose, if God forbid, knock on wood, that you weren't able to do, or say I wasn't able to do certified platinum, or you weren't able to do Hypeman production anymore, you would still have that skill of editing. Yeah. You still have that thing that you can't lose it, in a sense.
I got more into it during the pandemic. So it started off like, I didn't want to necessarily pay videographers to edit videos for me, because I had a few bad experiences of like work done, and this is no disrespect to any videographer out there, but I just prefer to have access to the raw content, and then once I have that, I'll just basically go off that and start editing myself. Right. So I taught myself during the pandemic. I didn't necessarily want to be paying $400 to a videographer for him to edit a minute video for me. Right. And it's not going to be what I want. So it's like certain ways, like I incorporate music into my videos. Like when I have like a specific dance move, like a kick. Like
you want the kick to like come in at the...
Yeah, like it has to hit the beat, you know what I mean? So it's like, some people won't be able to do that for me. So exactly, I took it upon myself to learn more about editing. And I hit up Alfonso and I was like, yo, bro, if you ever need content, let me know. And then he hit me back saying, yo, bro, he would want to highlight. Did the first one, went well, did the second one. I think I did also a third. Then I started working with his agency. Yeah. On like as a freelancer. Right. Then other players, after seeing the work I did for him, started hitting me up to do videos for them. And of course, I charge them. Yeah. Collect my money.
There you go.
Give out the content.
Man's always gonna collect that coin, yo.
Don't collect your money. That's the most important thing. Collect your money.
50% before.
Deposit way.
That's what's up, man. But I'm glad to hear that you at least kind of take that initiative and learning the skill of editing before. Because for me, like I said, being able to build something requires being able to know the work that's required to do it. Yes. If it's going to take me 5 hours or 8 hours to edit one episode, then so be it. But I know that I created what I wanted in the end. Yeah. Or the way that I saw it come out, or I envisioned it in my head. I don't have to pin somebody else because they didn't perform what I was thinking in my head.
So like that's a very good point, because with my dance videos, I always want full control over that, because I'm the one that's dancing. I already have the intro planned out in my head, so I don't necessarily want to lose that kind of like focus that I have like with my ideas. I would always want the videographers just to send me the footage, and they'll be like, "Oh, bro, I'll edit it for you." I'm like, "Nah, because I'm not trying. No, because I'm not trying to pay, with my teeth, just for you to edit a 1 minute video." So I said, "I'll do that shit myself." Exactly. So I slowly got better. I remember when I first started, it took me a lot of time. I'm not gonna lie, these days I'm a bit a lot busier, so I haven't been like on top of my editing. Right. So hopefully by the end of the summer, when things slow down, in general.
You always get rusty, and then I find that you always find like, oh, I didn't know that you could do that. Yeah. Like I use Premiere. I use PC, as you can see.
Oh, yeah. But, nothing's wrong with PC. It's dope.
Yeah. Adobe Premiere is what I use, and that's what we cut our stuff on. But you start just finding a lot of cool different things. I'm sure on Apple's end, they have all kinds of hidden
I was watching so many videos, like tutorials. I was watching so many different things on YouTube just to make sure that I understood like editing, in like color grading, things like that. Like I could probably edit, like I won't say like as good as some videographers, but like I'm pretty close. I'll say like I'm intermediate level. Like for me to be doing content for like high profile people like Alfonso,
you have a portfolio.
I have a portfolio. Like I have a Vimeo. Like I don't really take it seriously anymore because I'm just trying to dance and have fun. But if I did, I could definitely be monetizing way more for like video editing and like making highlight videos.
100%. And I think that especially living in Vancouver, the increase of production companies is definitely going to be on the rise. Yeah, people creating, and essentially that's what we are, but creating agencies that can capture content, that can edit, that can
just like yours.
Exactly. And it's
Certified Platinum Network. Certified Platinum Network. Let's go.
Check it out on IG at Certified Platinum Network. But it's the ability to document. It's the ability to tell a story.
Yes.
It all comes together in what we do. It's doing what we want, but being able to tell a story behind it. So
exactly. Yeah.
I'm glad to see that that's essentially what you're doing as well. To close up here, do you want to talk about any of the stuff that you have coming up, the rest of the stuff that was on that flyer, any tour shows you have coming up?
Yeah, so like this is July, so I'm on a mini tour right now. So I started the first dates in Calgary.
Right.
It's just like a Hypeman kind of like takeover tour, because I've been having a lot of shows but with no structure, people just booking me up, down, A, B. It's like, so I wanted to like kind of like structure it to like 5 major dates. So
yeah.
I have the Afro Beach Van event that's going to be coming up on the 30th.
All right.
I also have the Cold Drinks 2nd year anniversary.
All right.
That's going to be on Sunday, which is the 31st. Then we have Burna Boy in Vancouver. I am hosting the show.
August 4th.
Again, August 4th. It's going to be at the PNE. Probably going to be the biggest show of my career up until this point. So...
yeah.
And I can't wait.
For the people that have debated whether or not to buy their Burna Boy ticket, you ain't got much time left, and
copy your tickets.
It's one of those things where you're not gonna want to miss this show, because it's not often that we see it act like this in this city.
Burna Boy is literally the hottest Afrobeat act in the world right now. The hottest African act,
period,
in the world right now.
Period.
So like it'll be a shame if anyone misses this and they claim to listen to Afrobeats.
And you're gonna be sitting at home watching stories, sad as hell, and we gonna be sitting there telling you that we told you so.
Yeah,
so
you're gonna be there, right?
I'm gonna be there, bro.
Of course.
Hey, we talked about this already. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. All the homies gonna be there too. That's the thing. Like, yeah, exactly like you said. If you miss this, it's a dub. Yeah, like you may as well. I don't know what to tell you. Shout out Bijan, yo.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, bro. Thanks. I'm glad to have you today. This was a really dope conversation. Conversations with like-minded people like myself and like ourselves here at Certified Platinum Network, that are just kind of trailblazing their own path, aren't worried about the noise that's going on behind them, locked in, focused, prioritizing health, wellness, things of those sorts that keep them doing what they're doing.
One thing to note also, I don't drink alcohol.
Yes. We didn't talk about that enough, did we?
We didn't even speak about it, but I'll touch on it first because it's part of my brand. So, as a brand, my name is Osita David, also known as the Hypeman on duty. I don't drink or smoke. I never have. I never will. Those are just things that I choose not to do because I want to show people that you don't have to drink alcohol to have fun, or you don't need drugs or anything. So I'm living proof that that's possible. So it's always important to know your values, and that's the value that I stand by. No drinking. And people ask me like, oh, why is that a choice for you? Like, why don't you drink? And like, it's just like the same way people don't like eating meat. Like, if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, haram. That's your life. That's your choice. That's what your choice, right? Yeah? So think of like being a vegan, but with alcohol or with weed. You know what I mean?
Just like your choice is to sit at home and keep eating that slice of pizza. We're talking to you, and I see that slice right there. Just like your choice is to do that, his choice is that he don't want to light up, he don't want to drink none. They'll offer him no drink at the club. If you're, don't try none of that, because Osita's not having it. No. His energy runs off of positivity.
And I get a lot of people coming to me at the club. Maybe like some females with like vodka breath, and I'm like, it's not really working out. I'm not. It's kind of hard, yeah, man. I don't like drunk people.
You don't like drunk people?
Not at all.
That's interesting for somebody that works in an environment full of drunk people. Yeah. But I guess it is what it is. You put up with it well, at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of my job too. Yeah. Customer satisfaction.
Yeah. And I know it might be hard to believe that last piece that he mentioned about, not taking part in any vices, if you will. But I encourage you to watch Osita's, some of his content. If you're lucky enough to be in Vancouver, check out his Instagram. He's
come to my shows. Go to my events.
Go to one of his events. You'll see it live, and you'll understand why. You might not even believe that this guy's not off of nothing, but this man is running off of 92 octane, just positivity vibes.
Yeah, you can't teach energy. That's my slogan.
Yeah,
it means that a vibe that is exceptional cannot be replicated. Yeah. That's the most important thing to me.
This has been a conversation with Osita David, yo. Thank you very much for stopping by Certified Platinum Network.
Thanks, man. I want to appreciate you for having me too. It's been good. Certified Platinum Network, you guys are doing a good job. Keep pushing, keep doing what you do. Keep the content coming.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And thank you for stopping by the studio, man. You gotta come by here more often. We gotta shoot some more content. We'll run some more stuff.
Of course, man. Yeah.
It's an open door policy for your ass, bro.
I appreciate that. Hey, shout out to the cameraman too, man.
Hey, at Matthew Lum. Go ahead and check it out, yo.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah.